Hello students, I hope you are all doing well. Welcome to another video from QuickStudy. And this video covers changes in business aims and objectives from topic 2.1, growing a business. And in this video, we are going to learn about why business aims and objectives change as businesses evolve. And this could be for many reasons, like businesses might respond to market conditions or due to changes in technology or business performance, changes in legislation, as well as internal reasons. Furthermore, we will also discuss about how business aims and objectives change as businesses evolve. And that is due to their focus on survival or growth, or probably the business is entering or exiting certain markets. It could also be because that the business is growing or reducing their workforce or increasing and decreasing their product range. Alright, now let's discuss the reasons why businesses' aims and objectives would change. So one of the first reason is that the market conditions are actually changing. Associated British Foods primarily dealt in the business of sugar and bread, but they have moved from that industry to Primark due to declining profitability in basic food sales. And this goes on to show that the market dominance of supermarkets like Tesco has actually influenced this change. And the second reason why businesses' aims and objectives might change is due to changes in technology. So Ted Baker PLC is one of those companies who actually believed in slow and steady growth. However, after they have leveraged the benefits of e-commerce to their own advantage, they saw that their sales were significantly booming, which allowed them to make more ambitious plans and objectives for themselves. And in 2016, Ted Baker saw that their e-commerce sales had grown by over 45%, and which had actually contributed to the overall growth of the company by over 17%. And another reason why businesses' aims and objectives change is because of changing performance. So increases in costs during sales can actually squeeze out a lot of the profits for you, and management might then have to set out new objectives to control costs more effectively during the downturn periods. And of course, changing legislation is another issue which causes businesses to change their aims and objectives, because uncertainty caused by legislations such as those following the Brexit can actually disrupt business planning. And companies may have to adjust objectives based on their own regulatory environments. And the fifth and the final reason why businesses' aims and objectives change is there are internal reasons for change. So a lot of the times when the top management or the leadership in a company changes, the business aims and objectives are very likely to change as well. So when there's a CEO change, usually the priorities for stakeholder priorities often change as well. All right, now let's look at how businesses evolve, and this is what causes their aims and objectives to change. So oftentimes the growth is not always on focus. The focus is sometimes on survival due to intense competition, and this is what happened to Morrison Supermarket actually. So when they were faced with declining market share after there was intense competition from other supermarkets like Aldi and Lidl, under the leadership of David Potts in 2015, what Morrison's decided to do was they prioritized survival through significant operational changes. So first of all, they decided to cut their costs, and in order to do that, they reduced the number of people that were in senior management, and they also sold off their loss-making convenience stores. And at the same time, they decided to form strategic partnerships with brands like Ocado to form an e-commerce deal to increase their online presence. And at the same time, they wanted to improve the customer experience. So what they did was hire more people and put them on the shop floor to improve the customers' experience and reduce queues. And what this helped Morrison's do is basically stabilize the market share decline, and it indicated a successful survival strategy in a very competitive market. And then there are businesses who are focused on growth, which is why businesses' objectives and aims will change. So the case with Aldi and Lidl is that when there was economic recession during the 2008-2009 period, they capitalized on that opportunity. They capitalized on the economic downturn to expand the market share in the UK grocery sector, and they did this by investing high quality stuff and revamped the discount stores concept that are catered to the needs of the British market. And the outcome was that they grew their market share significantly from 5.1% to over 10.5% collectively. And this goes on to show that ambitious growth objectives and successful execution that were achieved by these businesses. All right, now that we are discussing how aims and objectives change as to when or how businesses evolve, we need to consider that businesses will take strategies according to whether they're entering or exiting certain markets. So when we're talking about entering markets, I'd like to give you the example of Rimmel. So Rimmel Cosmetics decided to enter the Chinese cosmetic market. Even though there was very high initial costs, but it seemed to be lucrative, provided that there is a market potential to significantly grow and the consumer demand as well. And of course, when we are talking about exiting a market, I would also like to use the example of Morrison's. When Morrison's decided to exit the market for convenience stores because they wanted to focus more on their core operations or their core expertise, and they also at the same time wanted to avoid costly competitions with other large rivals. And another way is you could increase or decrease the workforce. So as a business is evolving by increasing or decreasing their workforce, their aims and objectives will change, right? So when it comes to increasing workforce, say for example, you see that a company is posting or has a lot of job vacancies, which will actually reflect on their strategy to support their product development or market expansion needs. And when we are looking at a company that is decreasing their workforce or cutting back on their workers, like what Morrison's did back in the days to compete with Aldi and Lidl, they basically cut back on their senior management executives to cut back on costs, right? And of course, another way a business will actually respond to their changing their aims and objectives as they're evolving is when they are increasing or decreasing their product range. So when it comes to increasing a business's product range, you can see that Apple will come out with a host of different products. Like since the time that Apple has started till date, Apple has come out with a bunch of different products. And when you have a larger product line, you have an increased chance of attracting a wider customer base. And this is also what happened with grooming products as well, right? And manufacturers will often try to attract new customers this way and capitalize on the emerging trends that come along the way. And at the same time, we can see that businesses will also decrease their product range as time goes by. As seen historically with Coca-Cola's singular product focus, you see simplifying your product offerings can actually improve profitability, and at the same time it can streamline consumers' choices. So if you are offering like 15 different bicycles, it's not just difficult and expensive for you to make, it also makes it difficult for the customer who has to make a choice to buy your product. Alright students, with that we have come towards the very end of this video, and to give you a short recap of what we have covered so far, we have talked about why business aims and objectives change as businesses evolve, which includes reasons like changes in market conditions, changes in technology, performance, legislation, and internal reasons. And we have also discussed how business aims and objectives change as businesses evolve, which includes reasons like focus on growth or survival, or the business is probably entering or exiting markets. We have also discussed on growing or reducing the workforce, and furthermore we have talked about how increasing or decreasing the business's product range can also affect business's aims and objectives. So students, with that, of course, I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and if you've liked this video, do subscribe to our channel as we post regularly on different topics and subjects that can help you ace your GCSEs. And of course, for more information on our online one-on-one tutoring services, do visit our website at www.quickstudy.uk. Thank you.